Welcome back to my channel, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. This is going to be a really good psychology video about the 3 best day trading lessons that I would like to share, which is also inspired by Brett Steenbarger. Now, what I'm going to explain to you all is very important. It's very, very important, and it really shouldn't be taken with a grain of salt. You know, these videos really never get a lot of popularity, and the truth is because everyone's on YouTube looking to find a holy grail to trading, and they don't realize that the biggest holy grail comes from you and you only. It comes from your psychology and your mental outlook towards the markets. And I'm telling you with 100% certain that your problems with trading isn't coming from how you trade and the technical aspect. It's coming 100% from what you are feeling as a trader and basically the mental side to it. So I hope you all enjoy this video and I hope you learned something from it. And if you do, it'd be great if you could share this video with others, if you would subscribe to my channel, and also if you would follow my Instagram. It's worth a follow. I will link this in the description below. I post daily trade recaps and I post very good options trading tips and tricks. So without further ado, let's get right into the first point. So we're going to have some real life examples in this, and we're going to relate it to trading and basically how life and trading shapes our emotional experiences. You know, if we expect good things to occur, then we're going to be optimistic and, happy about it. If we expect negative outcomes to occur, then more than likely we're going to feel anxious, we're going to feel nervous, and we really don't want to know what the outcome is going to be. So that brings me into the first point here, which a good day doesn't always mean a winning day. What I mean by this is that a good day trading in the market doesn't always equate to our emotional experiences with our profit and loss. I know a lot of traders look at your profit and loss, and whatever the outcome with that is, that's going to shape your emotional experience and how you feel that day. You lose, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be nervous, you're not going to be feeling good. You win, you're going to feel euphoric, you're going to feel optimistic about your trading, and that's not bad, but I'm just saying it doesn't always equate to our profit and loss. You have to look at the market differently. You have to have zero expectations every day. I go into the market and have zero. When you have zero expectations like this, you are ready and you automatically accept the unknown. Good or bad, it's accepted before the fact of the trade that goes on, and you have zero expectations. If you go into the market and you expect to have a good day, in the back of your mind, you're going to equate a good day with basically being a winning day and you making profit. And then if you don't end the market, you don't end that day with a profit, you're going to feel disappointed and it's going to mess with your emotional experience, and that's basically going to mess with further trades down the road. So what I define as a good day is I look at if I follow my rules, I stick to my trading plan, and I don't deviate away from my strategy, which is supply and demand. It's also a day where I trade with proper execution and I practice good risk management. Those are all important things. And risk management, in my opinion, is the #1 most important principle. And you have to get in the habit of only trading based on setups where the risk reward is in your favor. If you're deviating away from that and the risk reward is not in your favor, then you're just setting yourself up for failure. You can trade really poorly one day, right? You could not follow your plan at all. You could deviate away from your strategy, yet you could still come out of the market that day with a profit. That brings me back into the point with, trading doesn't always equate to our profit and loss. Also, you could trade really, really well. You can have really good executions, your setup hit, whatever the case may be, yet you still come out of the market with a loss. Maybe that's because you practice good risk management. And, if you traded poorly, if you traded well, your execution was well, you practice good risk management, yet the trade was a loss, then you have to accept that and consider it a good day because you stuck to your plan and you did everything you needed to do. Just the market wasn't in agreement that time. You're not going to win 100% of the time. Trading is a calculated gamble. It's putting trades on where the risk is in your favor and you have a high reward with very little risk. So you're not going to win 100% of the time. You could trade well and still come out with a loss. So you have to define good days by sound trading practices. Like I just said, sound trading practices are going to generate profits over the long run. And if they don't, it's very simple. All you have to do is tweak a couple components to your strategy, and then you're going to be the next step to generating these profits over the long run. And that's why I also stress focusing on the process over the profits. I know a lot of new traders come into the market thinking that it's a get rich quick scheme. They see it all over Instagram, whatever, Twitter, and they think, oh, this guy has a Lamborghini, this guy's flashing a car, a nice house, a watch. I want to be like him. I'm going to follow him. I'm going to stick to his trades, and I'm going to be just like him. It's not the case. In reality, it's a full process. When you focus on the process, the profits will come 100%. And the last point I want to make is that you're setting yourself up for emotional drainage if you go into the market every day expecting to turn over profit. You're going to lose some days, you're going to win some days. Accept it. Do not go into the market every day expecting to make profit. So this is going to lead perfectly right into my second point, which is stop expecting to get rich quick trading. You have to focus and you have to enjoy the process. Think about it this way. There's no developing professional, whether you're an athlete, whatever the case may be, which makes their living from their performances during the early years of expertise building. What I mean by this is that, look at Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Yes, you could say they were great at very young age, but they're not making their living. They're not becoming an NBA star when they're young. Everything that they do in the past, everything they do when they are building their expertise up is going to set them one step further than the competition to make their living in the future based on their performance and their basically, talent in an athlete case. Same thing with, surgeons. Before surgeons actually can make a living and perform an actual surgery on someone, they have to spend years in medical school. They have to do their medical residency for, another 4 years. And then even after that, after they do the residency, they have to spend more years in specialty training before they could even open somebody up and perform an actual surgery. My point with this is that there's no path to expertise in any profession that doesn't first require time to develop more competence, to get better on a daily basis. And in my opinion, with trading, you need at least 1 to 3 years of screen time. Screen time is so important because your brain starts developing different patterns on a subconscious level, and you're going to basically see what the market's doing and reacting, and then you're also going to be able to take losses, and if you learn from them, you pick up your mistakes, that is going to help you a lot. If you're just starting to trade, you can't have high expectations. You always have to be emotionless when trading. You have to act like a robot. This has helped me tremendously. If you have high expectations to start making a living off of trading quickly, it's possible to make a living off trading, but quickly, you learn the whole ins and outs this week, and you think you're going to make a livelihood, next week. You're going to start hitting home runs, you could quit your job, you could drop out of school. You're basically putting too much pressure on your back, you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and you're just setting yourself up for failure and frustration if you cannot prove yourself right. So the main point I'm trying to make with this slide is that it's a journey. Trading is a journey, plain and simple. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Enjoy the ride. There's never going to be a destination. Never, ever going to be a destination. And if you think there's going to be a destination where you're going to make it, then, you have to always be open to learning more and more. That's how the greats get better. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, famous basketball players, athletes, they never stopped when they made it to the top of competition. They're always looking for ways to get better and better. I'm not saying it's impossible to get rich from trading quickly, because it is, and I know traders that actually have made so much money off the start that it's ridiculous, but you're only going to take out what you put into trading. That's my main point with this. And the last point I want to make before we wrap this video up is working harder at trading means trading less. How many times have you heard work smarter, not harder? Same thing with trading. You're going to work harder by trading less, and basically that's going to make you work smarter. The less you trade, the smarter you are. You're going to understand why. So there's a strong assumption that the more trades you put on, the more you're going to learn, and the faster that you're going to build these expertise, skills. That's completely false. If you trade more often without a true edge, you go into the market without a strategy, without a plan, then you're basically making someone else richer, and you're basically becoming broker. Your account's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. If you cannot go into the market every day confident that your strategy has an edge, confident that you're going to execute according to your plan, focus on risk management, psychology, etc., then you're basically going to become broker, and your account's just going to go down in value, and it's a zero-sum game trading. When someone's buying, there has to be a seller. So for every winner, there's going to be a loser. You have to only focus on high quality trade setups. This is so important, and I stress this out to members of Trade in the Discord room every single day. You have to only focus on high quality trade setups that you have tracked and tested that gives you an edge against your competition. The way to get better as a trader has to do with tracking those patterns and finding your edge present itself on a daily basis in the market and in real time. That is important. Then you have to practice execution. I'm going to enter when this setup hits, when it triggers. You have to practice where you're going to put your stop loss, your take profit. And then you have to also accept those losses when they do occur. And then you're going to get better based off of that. Focus on your setups and your setups only. You have to act like a sniper. And if you do not see your trade setup forming, then do not trade. It's simple as that. There's times where I might not make a trade in a day, 2 days, even 3 days in a week because my setup is not there. If I do not have my setup, I do not trade. If you do that and you trade based off of, thin air, you are gambling. Trading is not really gambling. Trading is finding your setups that have an edge, taking it and managing your risk. The last thing I want to leave you with is just a quote that I read somewhere, which is always expect success and define it to a point where it's going to be challenging yet attainable. If there's no challenge to where you want to be and what you consider success, then what are you basically working for? And if it's not attainable, if it's impossible to reach, and I know a lot of people are going to say nothing's impossible, but you have to be realistic towards your goals, towards what you consider success. If it's attainable and challenging, then you have to work your butt off to reach that point which you have defined success. So hope you guys learned something from this video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and then also follow me on Instagram. Appreciate it.